Good evening, I'm Keisha Butts with a CTV News update. While unrest in Louisville, Kentucky last night leaves 2 police officers shot, a suspect in custody, and more than 100 protesters arrested. The incidents came hours after a grand jury indicted a former city police detective on 3 charges of wanton endangerment in connection with the death of Breonna Taylor. The officer, Brett Hinkinson, is accused of endangering the lives not of Taylor or her boyfriend, but of people in a neighboring unit. None of the other officers, including the one who fired the fatal shot, were indicted. Yanette Amanel of the ACLU of Maryland says she's not surprised.
Like when people ask, why haven't these officers been indicted, or why is there no real independent investigations? It's because these states have the Law Enforcement Officer Bill of Rights, which prevents a lot of these transparency and also just independent investigations to even happen to begin with. Kentucky is one of the states that does have a Law Enforcement Officers Bill of Rights, and unfortunately Maryland was the first state to enact this law, and we paved the way for this horrible bill, and other states have followed suit. And so it is exactly why we need to right the wrongs now and repeal the law, and hopefully other states will also follow suit.
The 2 officers who were shot last night are expected to recover. While mourners continue to pay their respects today to former Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, her body lies in repose at the High Court through this evening. Tomorrow, she'll lie in state at the Capitol building. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump made a brief appearance at the court this morning, but were jeered by protesters. Prince George's County remains in COVID recovery phase 2. County Executive Angela Alsobrooks made the announcement this morning. She says while the COVID-19 positivity rate in the county has gone down, it's not consistent. Alsobrooks also says the infection rate is currently higher than the state rate, putting Prince George's County in the medium risk category. There is some good news, though. Animal services will reopen this Monday by appointment only.
There's still too many COVID tests coming back positive in the county to feel comfortable to move to phase 3.
These are key metrics that we believe must come down before we are comfortable moving to the next phase, and so we are remaining in phase 2 as of this time. I do still want to commend Prince Georgians because this could have been so much worse.
Meantime, Alsobrooks is encouraging everyone to vote by mail in the upcoming elections. You have until October 20th to request a ballot application. She's also urging residents to fill out the 2020 census before September 30th. Nursing home residents, educators, and public safety personnel should have first priority for COVID-19 vaccinations. That's according to Governor Larry Hogan. He says they're more vulnerable than other groups. According to the Baltimore Sun, Hogan outlined his views today at Novavax. That's a Gaithersburg firm now in the 2nd stage of developing a vaccine. COVID-19 has killed 3,700 people in Maryland. Maryland transportation officials plan to take over management of the Purple Line construction as soon as crews depart. Patricia Vallone is with Prince George's County Council member Danielle Glaros, whose district includes the majority of transit stations in the county.
Now, the state recently lost a case against the contractors of the Purple Line, and now the entire project for the 16-mile light rail system remains in limbo. Much of this project, many of these stations are located right here in Prince George's County. And with me now is Danielle Glaros, council member from District 3, and many of these stations lie right here in your district.
Correct, yes. 9 of the 11 stations in Prince George's County, or 9 of the 21 stations across the entire alignment in Prince George's and Montgomery County, are in District 3.
And tell me about some of the problems that leaves for your residents.
So as you can see behind us, we have some pretty unfinished infrastructure that's under construction. We have homes that have been removed and roads closed. And it really does leave a bad mark here in Prince George's County. Our residents were really excited to see this opening. It's clearly going to be delayed for a lot longer.
And it's quite an eyesore.
It is completely an eyesore. And I really hope the state figures out quickly who's going to be the new contractor to complete this project.
What are your concerns about having delays on this?
So this project is already delayed. It's hard to believe, but we were actually scheduled in just this year actually to start seeing some of our light rail cars that are being assembled up in Elmira, New York come down. We should be seeing a test track operating in the district. We're years already behind on this project, and they're already telling us it's going to be at least another year.
And are you concerned now about the entire concept of a public-private partnership here?
So I am a big proponent, I'll admit, on public-private partnerships. I think they're an important financing tool. They also need really good management. And what concerns me the most about this one is early on in this project, when there was delays, the original schedule never got completely renegotiated. And I think that just made this whole project really tough. It got hung up with a lawsuit really early on back in 2017, 2016. And that has led to complications along the way. So at the end of the day, P3s can be a really good financing mechanism, but they got to be really well managed by the government.
All right, and we are talking at this point about $800 million in cost overruns. What happens with that?
You know, the state is going to have to figure out how to pay for this project. At the end of the day, there are definitely cost overruns that both sides agree are cost overruns, and then there's clearly cost overruns that the contractor is in dispute with the state about. At the end of the day, the project's going to need to get built. I don't think it's going to get any cheaper the longer it takes. In fact, I think for taxpayers, it's just going to get more expensive.
All right, Danielle Glaros, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Patricia Vallone reporting from Kenilworth Avenue and East West Highway at the Riverdale Park Transit Station.
State officials say there are firms interested in taking over the light rail project, but that delays are inevitable. Maryland lawmakers authorized a subpoena for Governor Hogan's former chief of staff, Roy McGrath. The subpoena seeks to compel McGrath's testimony before a joint legislative committee. According to Maryland Matters, the panel is investigating why Maryland Environmental Service awarded him a year's salary and severance plus tens of thousands in expenses when he stepped down as the agency's CEO to become Hogan's top aide. McGrath resigned from state government in mid-August amid protest triggered by the payout. The subpoena is expected to be formally delivered next week. Motorists from Maryland and Virginia racked up more than $211 million in unpaid D.C. traffic tickets in fiscal years 2018 and 2019 combined, and elected officials want to collect that money. On Tuesday, the D.C. City Council unanimously passed the Vision Zero Omnibus Bill. It requires the district government to establish reciprocity with Maryland and Virginia on unpaid traffic citations issued by the district. In other words, if you live in Maryland but were ticketed in D.C. and did not pay that fine, the state of Maryland could go after you. According to John Townsend of AAA Mid-Atlantic, the district issued a record high 2.9 million traffic and parking citations in FY 2019. Police are asking for the public's help in locating a suspect wanted for fatally shooting his girlfriend in Chillum. This is 22-year-old Winston Hughes. He has been charged with second-degree murder. According to police, the suspect fatally shot 25-year-old Fatima Camara on Monday in their Chillum apartment. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to contact police. A Laurel man has been indicted on child porn charges. He's 52 years old, Barry Goldsboro. Prosecutors say Goldsboro received, distributed, and possessed child porn images from January of 2018 through November of last year. Goldsboro has 2 prior sex offense convictions from 2005. He could face a maximum of 60 years in jail. The American Red Cross says that 100,000 people have sickle cell disease. It's a genetic disorder that can cause severe pain and strokes. Typically, blood transfusions can help these patients, and since September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, the organization is encouraging everyone to donate blood. The Red Cross says it needs donors from all racial groups.
Sickle cell disproportionately affects Black and Latino citizens. We are really heavily pushing for diverse donors. If you are of different races and have the same blood type, of course you can donate to each other. But when you have a chronic illness like sickle cell, the closer the match, the better.
In the region, the Red Cross says it supports thousands of people with sickle cell disease. For more information, visit redcrossblood.org. The Prince George's County Police Department is giving away backpacks filled with school supplies this Saturday. Here you see officers stuffing the bags in preparation for the event called Book Bags for Future Grads. The back-to-school drive will take place at 7600 Barlow Road in Landover from 10 a.m. to noon. Cottage City Police and Make Smart Cool are teaming up with PGPD. County students can receive notebooks, crayons, pens, folders, and hand sanitizer at the event, but you'll need to register. For more information, visit pgcpal.org. Despite being closed for a few months due to the spread of the coronavirus, one business in Bowie is back open serving tasty treats. This is Heaven Sent Cupcakery located at the Bowie Town Center. James Culbertson and his wife have owned the pastry shop since 2013. While closed because of the pandemic, the bakery was able to receive money through the PPE loan program. Since reopening in June, the business has put in place procedures to help keep staff and customers safe.
We noticed in June, when we first came back, compared to last year, it was down. Not a lot, we were down. But we've noticed we're getting a lot of positive feedback from our customers. Everybody's very happy. They see us in our masks and our gloves, and they see the markers on the floor. One thing about us is we call ourselves a neighborhood bakery. We always say Heaven Sent. The idea of Heaven Sent was to bring back the neighborhood business, where you talk to people, you interact with people, you learn your customers. We have a lot of customers been with us for years. We know their families, we know them, they know they come talk to us, we talk to them. And we felt even back in 2013, that's what was missing from a lot of places, a lot of neighborhoods. You don't have the neighborhood store anymore. You don't have the neighborhood bakery, butcher shop. Well, we're brought back the neighborhood bakery back to Bowie.
The Heaven Sent Cupcakery has new operating hours. It is now open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. For more information, visit heavensentcupcakery.com. And that wraps up our CTV News Update. Join us again tomorrow at 4:30. Have a good night.
For the latest information on COVID-19 in Maryland, visit the State Health Department website. That's health.maryland.gov. Again, health.maryland.gov. Click the link to the COVID-19 information portal. There you'll find all the latest information about coronavirus. You'll find daily updates on cases and fatalities. Answers to questions about testing and the governor's stay-at-home order are available as well. For specific information about Prince George's, visit PrinceGeorgesCountyMD.GOV. That's PrinceGeorgesCountyMD.GOV. The site offers information about local services for residents and businesses. There's a link for COVID-19 relief donations. Also, food pantry locations are listed. And if you have any questions, call the county COVID-19 hotline at 301-883-6627. That's 301-883-6627.
You're looking at me in the future. Okay. Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
Wait a second.
Do you know who I am?
Julia.
This is Jaina. Into the future.
I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those two girls.
Oh, yeah?
Do you remember it was this girl that I was getting bullied by
that one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me? I don't think you know how much like that helped me, because like I finally like knew that I had somebody.
Because of you, Isaac, and what you did for me years ago, I grew up to be more independent and love myself and just be a little bit more confident.
Aw, I'm like a little tearing up right now. Just to see her in the future just blossom and look beautiful, and that was really amazing.
I am what child hunger looks like in America. I am a 9-year-old boy who hopes a friend invites me to a sleepover so I can have dinner. I am a 15-year-old girl who goes for walks during lunch so my friends won't know I don't have anything to eat. I am a 13-year-old boy who gets into fights at school just because I'm hungry. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 7 American children who struggle with hunger. Kids you pass by every day, but never knew they were hungry.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.